Oh, oh yeah. Now we're cooking. Now we're hanging out on the floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good, good, good. It functioneth. Let me see here. Let me see here. Before I really get to lying on the floor, I am going to tweet about this because we got to get the whole floor gang in on this. Eh, eh. Let's make sure that worked. Yes, it did. Groovalicious. Okay, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Gotta zoom way in so I can see the chat from my position on the floor. There we go. Okay, whoa, whoa. There's no chair here. You must be seeing something. That was never there. That was a lie. You never saw it. Oh man. We made it, y'all. Started from the bottom, ended up on the floor. We did it. Goodness gracious. So we finally did it, and I'm back on the floor. It's been a long time since I was hanging out on the floor. I think I'm trying to remember because I reused the stream settings from the last one, but I think it was like 2 months ago that I was on the floor like I am now. But here we are back on the floor. In my new setup, the floor wasn't like this before. Before. Here is the it's a little more awkward for the hanging out on the floor. I have nothing really to lean back against, except maybe that kick drum. So I'll get there at some point. I'm gonna explore the space, but um, actually, exploring the space. What a great thing to do. So for those of you who don't know, I sometimes every week I stream late night piano every Friday night, and that's me playing piano. And I talk a little bit during those, but generally it's just about playing piano. And sometimes I want to stream and just hang out with no real agenda. So that's what hanging out on the floor is. I don't know where I developed the name for it or why it is me hanging out on the floor, but it is what it is. Floor gang. So let's I don't really have any goal here. I just kind of am being unproductive at work today, and I figured I'll stream because that's kind of like work stuff. But really, I have no plan. Um, However, I think it would be neat if you will permit me to get off the floor for a second to sort of virtue tour you around my new setup. So, I'm sliced out of the shot. So I'm just gonna Slav squat here and point things out so that I'm in frame. My desk is now there. It's up against the wall of the house, and piano's here, of course. Makes sound. It does it all. Behind me, guitar amp. This wall, we have the happiness is here sign, of course. This wall is not actually a wall. It is a bookshelf that I have made into a wall. My apartment is basically one big room, So I use hanging fabrics and pieces of furniture and stuff to create room divisions and sort of construct faux rooms, which is a lot of fun because I like interior design. Um, but let's go over to the side. Uh, yeah. So drum kit's there. Um, it's got all the stuff. It's got cymbals, tomular toms, a kicky pick. You know, all the things you need. I got all the toys over there in the shelf. These guys and mic stands and stuff there. Scrolling back over this way, one of the big reasons um, I wanted to move the setup around was, oh, thanks, CJ. I need to move my mouse so I can see this. I kind of have a thing covering the screen. Uh, oh, happy birthday. That is terrific. My day is going great. So, one of the things I wanted to set up um, was a green screen. I had all these green screen materials, but every time I wanted to shoot a silly song or something, I needed to literally, like, from the ground up, set everything up. But now in this setup, I just have the green screen up permanently, and I need to scroll a little bit further. Scroll with these lights. I got these recently. Oh, I have just too many stands over here. I got these nice big lighting guys. Pow! For all that good lighting. So I'm looking forward to just being able to shoot stuff lickety split there with a nice setup. And the sort of the important thing there is that with the green screen setup so easy and so like as simple to shoot as any of my regular instrument setups, um, I can do the green screen stuff in different ways. So what I mean by that is I want to for just like regular full band dubs and even maybe piano dubs, I'm not sure how that would work out. But regular full band dubs, I could like shoot myself playing guitar or something on the green screen, and then like superimpose that on the original footage in a creative way. So it's not always just like the original clip separated from me, like it's in its own window, and then my instruments are all in their other windows, which is what I've done up to this point. I have this thought of merging that. So having the source video be like the whole background, but like, let's say if I'm doing a Shrek dub, then like on Shrek's shoulder, you see a small Finn playing a guitar to do. And so like, I think if I can make it work like I imagine it, it'll really level up the video aspect of everything, which I think would be pretty nifty. So anyway, there's all that. This is a great medium, by the way, to ask questions. If you have any questions, this is just a nice place to answer. And I know I saw one or two. I'm gonna scroll up and see if I can't find them, because I haven't I haven't looked at the chat at all yet, and I'm sorry. Except the birthday one. Be sure to add them flowers and foliage for the floral aesthetic. Haha. Charlie asks, have I ever played a stylophone? No. No, I have not. And I'm going to be honest, off the top of my head, I can't even recall what that looks like. But I guess I have the power of the internet. So let's have a look-see. Stylophone. Oh, I think I vaguely remember these things. Oh, yeah, with the stylus. I've kind of vaguely seen those around. I've never gotten a new. I've never seen one. Um, I would like to see one someday. That would be neat. Whoops! I clicked out of this streaming screen. Okay, let's see. Uh, Trackpad Timmy asks, "How's the album coming along?" It's coming along great. I am gonna be. I will remain as always, fairly closed mouthed about it. But I'm working on the last two tracks. Um, Album art is starting to come along. I'm starting to think about release and distribution, how I want to lead up to the release and do all the marketing and all that. So it's in the final stretches, and I'm ready to be done. I'm at that mental place now. Like I want to start making big dubs again, and do full band dubs and all that kind of stuff. So I'm ready to. I've really this creative avenue. I've really maxed out and gotten my full taste of it, and I'm ready to put my brain back into doing dubs and channel stuff really. So I'm excited for that. I have lots of cool ideas. What Korg model is my digital piano? It's a Korg SP250, and it's pretty awesome. I've had this one for maybe 8 years, a long time. It's real good. Grungy Chris, just want to let you know I got your merch and it's sick. Awesome. Yeah. Super cool. I'm wearing merch right now, actually. A nice sweater. I've gotten a couple pictures tweeted at me or sent to me of people wearing my the merch, and I have to say it's surreal. It's so bizarre and neat and cool to see people wearing um, merch that I made. I mean, like that the artists made and all that, but it's my brainchild. It's super cool. So I hope it is rad for you. Super Steve Bros, are the new tracks similar to Etoile the Traveler? I really liked it. First, thanks for liking it. Secondly, once I get closer to release, I think once I release the first single, um, I will I'll be more in a place to talk about the genre of the album and the creative direction and how things are going to sound musically. I don't really want to talk about it without giving you guys something to hear first. So I'm not really going to talk about the creative aspect of the new album until the first piece of music from it is released. And then that sort of opens the floodgates. So I'm just going to say stay tuned. Mr. Twist, have I ever considered buying a guitar lele? It's like a really tiny guitar that I think would really fit your vibe. Um, I mean, there's basically a thousand instruments I want to own, and 1,000 times not enough buck dollars in the old bank account to get them. So I guitar lele sounds like it would be fun. Maybe someday. Same with a couple comments down. Evan, have I ever played a cello? No, I have not, but it is the number one instrument I want to learn because it is beautiful. It's my favorite string instrument. Mario Mox. Actually, sorry, scroll up. Matt Urquhart just says, "Hey, hope you're well." Thanks, Matt. I hope you're well too. I am well. Mario Masks asks, "Will there be more Minecraft songs?" Um, I'm not sure if you mean the ones that I did of Try Hard Ninja. So that's like Fallen Kingdom, Revenge, those ones. Or the like the remix I did for Sweden. Maybe. I have been playing Minecraft recently, and I've noticed that they've put in some new music. So I might check it out and see what I can see. You'll see here. That's a clean carpet, no stains in sight. I treat this carpet great. It's wall to wall carpet. But one of the things I got when I moved into this apartment, or really, I just found it here from the previous tenant, was a big bottle of carpet stain remover. And you have to use it like within 10 seconds of the stain happening, um, or like within a minute. So I've spilled stuff on the carpet a few times, but I've been lickety split with that stain remover, and regular vacuuming and all that, and so it stays pretty clean. I love having wall to wall carpeting. You can just lie down and you can just sit down anywhere. Hence hanging out on the floor. Lord Linguine asks, "Do I own a real book?" I wish I could show you the back of, well, the front of that bookshelf. It is filled with books. Uh, I probably have I probably have up somewhere around 200 books that I've read in that bookshelf, and like there's a second one beside it that's kind of filled as well. Yeah, big big into real books. I'm rereading one right now called. It's a trilogy called Threat from the Sea. Um, it's Forgotten Realms D&D novel. It's just a good sea adventure. Jimmy Ramone asks, "Have I thought about doing a Has Been Hotel dub?" Um, I watched Has Been Hotel, the pilot when it came out last year, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was so good, so well put together, so much love and heart that went into it, and it's really snappy. And I just love hearing Stamper in anything. He's one of the voice actors for it. Um, but that's sort of the thing. It feels, I don't know, I guess maybe it feels really complete as its own. It feels so done and polished, um, that I would be hard pressed to add something to it. And there's a lot of music in there already. So I wouldn't expect it, but it's not impossible. Hot dogs or hamburgers? Asks Ari Shane. Gotta be hamburgers. The man downstairs. Finn, you're basically Bill Wirtz with memes. I mean, isn't Bill Wirtz with memes? But he's an originator. I'm just a terrible knockoff artist that dubs other memes. He creates the memes. Also, I miss Bill Wirtz. That is such a fascinating musician and individual. Um, so I hope that his year-long absence from posting means he's just working on an insane project like History of the World, like a huge thing. But I mean, ultimately, if not, whatever he's doing, I wish him well and wish him happiness. But I do miss his songs. He's a very cool musician. Salty Shekels asks a very important question, which is, do we have to be on the floor too? And the answer to that is, you don't have to be on the floor. But if you want to be in the floor gang, you got to be on the floor. There's just no two ways around it. I highly recommend being floor gang. Josh Curbs asks, "Do I have any cool hats? If so, can I wear them?" I am not a hat guy, Josh. I was. I had a hat phase as a teenager. Well, I had a Canadian hat phase, which is toques, and I still I wear like hats in winter for warmth, but I'm not really a hat guy. Maybe someday. My brother's more of a hat guy. He can pull them off. Uh oh. Oh man. Oh wait. I thought I scrolled down too far. There we go. Um, Katie asks, I probably get this one a lot, but how long have I been playing piano? Uh, what am I? I'm 27 now. I just turned 27. So 23 years. 23 years. I should be better for having played for 23 years. Oh well. I can express my musical vision. That's what matters in the end. Haruko Myers asks, any more Disney songs on the way? Um, my heart wants to, but my copyright meter says don't. I don't know how, honestly, like the fact that my dub of Be a Man, jeez, what is it, from Mulan? Is it just Be a Man? Be a Man. I think it is just called Be a Man. I am stunned that that is still just up in public on YouTube. Like I haven't made any money from it. It got copyright claimed out of the blue. I've made $0 on it, but um, honestly, Disney is pretty draconian when it comes to copyright protection. So I am staggered that it's still up. I am I really dance around Disney material for that reason. So I would love to do more Disney songs, but I would not expect them from me immediately. Kevin or me. Throw the man some buck dollars through Patreon. Send them now. That's very kind of you to say, Kevin. Uh, I do enjoy buck dollars via Patreon, which I think is linked in the description if you're curious. Natalie says, "Yo, you should try ASMR. Your voice is really calming." I have. It's funny. So you're not the. Oh, thank you, by the way. Um, you're not the first person who's told me that. But I don't really hear it myself. My voice is kind of nasally, and um, I don't know. It doesn't sound very calming to me. But I'm glad that you enjoy it. Ethan asks, "What was the most interesting book that I have read?" Hmm, that's a good question. My favorite books, um, well, my favorite book, if we look at it as one long book, is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Well, actually, you know what? I don't know if it's my favorite book. They're my favorite series of films, and I think that's the franchise that uh, resonates the most with me. But I reread the books last year, and I think just in the 100 or so years since they were written, was it 100? It might have been. Um, they're fascinating and they're stellar books. They're up there. But I don't know if they're my absolute favorites. I would be hard pressed to say I have a favorite book, but I've read some very cool ones. Um, a Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking is a mind bender, along with Carl Sagan's Cosmos. Those are both very very cool books that really expand your mind. Um, as far as just pure enjoyment, you know what? There's one book series that I have somewhere here, and oh, I reorganized this bookshelf recently, and I don't know where exactly it is anymore. But I really want to find it so I can recommend it because it is absolutely wonderful reading. It's a fantasy series. Um, Here we go by Elizabeth Hayden. Let's see here. Oh yeah, my sister-in-law's borrowing one. Wait, here's Destiny. Here's Prophecy. Oh yeah, she's borrowing the first one. So it's a trilogy of fantasy books by Elizabeth Hayden. Um, the first one is called Rhapsody, and then the next two are Prophecy and Destiny. And there is just something about these this series that is magical to me. It's just so well written. There's so much emotional weight. I have like, oh, you get so invested in these main characters. It's just a wonderful book, wonderful series. So I would highly recommend those. I count those as maybe my favorite reads of all time. To answer your question in a very roundabout way, those might be my most interesting ones at least at the moment. All right, I'm slowly making my way through all these questions. I apologize if I'm way up on the list, but I prefer to take the time to answer stuff fully as opposed to just skimming through. So it might be a little disjointed as to what you guys are saying right now because I have no idea what you guys are saying right now. Moving on. uh, oh, I forgot. Adam R mentioned Stroke Meal. I forgot about Stroke Meal. Yeah, the silly songs are all original content, and I want to do more of those. That's the sort of thing I could see. Like there are many different ways this channel could have gone, could be going. Um, And I could absolutely see myself as like, if the silly songs had really taken off like some of the dubs have, then I could see myself like that would be what I do and what I was known for, as opposed to the dubs. I don't know, maybe someday they will. The Santorius asks, do I use any special lighting when recording my videos? Not really. I mean, outside of those standing lights that I just got, which I haven't really tested out yet, because I've just been making piano dubs. My apartment is a semi basement, and I have a lot of natural light in here. I've got windows out the wazoo, so I generally don't need to use much. I have a lamp on my desk that I shine towards my face if I'm like sitting at the desk and filming something. Otherwise, no. And even when I'm editing in post, I just add a little bit of brightness to the video. Hopefully, existing asks if I play Animal Crossing. I don't. I have friends that do. Maybe I don't know. It doesn't. I'm playing the opposite of Animal Crossing right now, which is Diablo 2. So that I think that probably sums up. That probably will be a good explanation of my gaming interests. I mean, I play all sorts of games, but I don't know. Animal Crossing has never appealed to me too much. Also, I don't have a Switch. I have no consoles. I have no TV. I just have my computer. So that's a barrier for certain kinds of games. Ooh, Shalvaku, your floor is made of lava. Can you be honorary floor gang? I think you've put in the effort to write that comment, and that's important. So I'm going to say you can be honorary floor gang. Uh, Everyone, please welcome Shalvaku. This is like an honorary degree from going to university, paid to a position of respect. That is Shelvaku. So everyone, please welcome them into the floor gang. Please, please wear everything that isn't a hat as a hat in one of your next dubs. That's a funny idea. Ooh, Leighton Hall. Any suggestions on what to do when you're in a creative slash life rut? Something that has this isn't new advice, but it resonated with me recently. Um, and to reassess your life, it can be really helpful to get outside of it. So, um, travel is a great way to do that. But even for me, I went up. I've been a recluse because of the pandemic, but I went up to the family cottage for the first time last week, and it was just me. And I just went up there and read and adventured around outside and all that. And it's our cottage is in a pretty isolated area. It's not like a lake packed with lots of people, so it's very very quiet up there, and it's very removed from the day to day. And even that, and just spending a few days there was enough to give me some time to think about life goals, um, and how things are going, reassess. So I would say that if you're struggling to get out of a rut, um, then just jam yourself up out of the rut for a few days or for a week, and try and think, like, really, like, sit down and force yourself to think about stuff, think things through. And if you still lack clarity after that, then getting an outside opinion is also helpful. You can ask friends and family, just just to be an ear, just to bounce ideas off of. But generally, if you're in a rut, you need to think outside the rut to get out of the rut. Fivel Grass, where can I get the new music you are hyping up? It will be released to all digital distributors and streaming services. So it'll be on Spotify, iTunes, uh, Apple Music, all those places. I don't think I'm gonna do physical copies. It's just not really practical in this day and age. So all those spots. I'll make a man out of you, Anthony. Thank you. That's the right one. And then Fievel asks, "What will I do when I hit 100,000 subscribers?" Um, I remember this idea got pitched before, and I liked it. And it was to do an all night stream for charity. So it would be me streaming piano from like 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. or something, assuming I don't fall asleep. And all of the profits from the stream would go to a charity, and that would be sort of the 100K stream. Or ideally I could time it so that I would hit 100K during the stream. That would be a nice touch. So I hope to do that. If current trends continue, I should hit 100,000 before the end of 2020, which is a goal of mine. So I hope that that happens. Gregory Tame, any advice for getting over a girl? Do something else. Just do a hobby. Just put your mind totally off it. Get moving into a different mental state. Don't don't mull over it. Lone Wolf 95, any more American Dad dubs? Yeah, I would like to. There's some good songs there and some good bits. Um yeah, so I would those are reasonable to expect at some point. Help, I forgotted my name. Have you tried the knee copter? I don't know what the knee copter is. But please explain that, and once I get to the bottom of the chat, I will know what it is. Agent Stash asks what my favorite musical is. Um, I my favorite I don't have a really good encyclopedic knowledge of musicals. The favorite one I've seen was I saw it on Broadway in New York, Mary Poppins, and it was just it was a spectacle, brilliantly performed, um, and the stage effects were outrageous. Like it was the top of the tops. So that was my favorite performance I've seen. I don't know if it was my favorite musical overall, but I'll say that one. I have not heard of Wander Song or Celeste, unless Celeste you mean either the instrument or the game, in which case I've heard of both. And Jiggity Jack asks Finn, "What's your opinion of dual wielding a dagger and sword?" Um, there's pros and cons. With two swords, you have more reach, and with two daggers, I mean, with if you're dual wielding the same weapons, you have an easier time balancing them in your hands. Um, but the sword and the dagger is really a throw opponents off kilter. You have more options, I think, because you can do more with a dagger and a sword than you can with a pair of either weapon. Also, by the way, I don't know anything about fighting, and I'm like basing this only off of my knowledge of Dungeons and Dragons and of video games. So do not quote me on martial techniques for sword wielding. Luke Lee asks, "How did you feel when your Some Good News dub was used?" Um, so my dub of John Krasinski's news show introduction, he used as the introduction for the second episode of that show. Yeah, that was extremely cool. I've never really been recognized by a legit celebrity before, and not to mention a full-on A-lister like Jay Krasinski's. So that was very cool. The reason it was more fun for me was that because a lot of my friends and family watched that video, and they were like, "Oh hi, it is Finn." So a lot of people I haven't talked to in a long time messaged me saying, "I just saw this thing you were in," and then I got to catch up with a lot of different people. So that was kind of the best part about it for me. Okay, I will return momentarily uh, back to the floor after I go to the bathroom because I'm human. Yeah. I'm back. Floor gang. All right, let's get back to these questiones. What video editing software do I use? Asks the Centaurus. I use. Why am I blanking on this? Vegas Pro. Vegas Pro 13. Wholesome boy, how do I drink my coffee? I don't drink coffee. I have never had coffee. Sorry. It's funny with the way the UI works for the streaming thing. I can't for the chat. I don't have like a scroll bar, so I don't know how far behind I am. It's fun to imagine, um, but I'm occasionally seeing like responses to comments and stuff from questions way back, so I can only assume I'm very far behind. Hopefully Existing asks, "Are you of the opinion that the letter H is the best letter?" And then in brackets, this is very important. Um, the letter H is a good letter, but it is not the best letter. I don't know what is. I just know that it's not H. Hmm. I need to think about it. I like Q. Q's got some real razzmatazz. It's it always it's it's just it's got a certain je ne sais quoi about it, you know? Leighton responds, plus 20 Leighton points for nailing my name. Thank you, Finn. It's a good thing I know a Leighton in real life, or I may not have gotten that. It's a very cool name. Super Steve Bros asks, what time is it where I am? Right now it is 4 o'clock, almost on the dot. 4 p.m., 16 o'clock if you use the 24-hour calendar. Ooh, this is a neat question from Aaron. Why do you think your channel is doing so well right now? Um, so the main obvious reason is that two of my old popular videos, Hot Food and Dr. Zayas, the piano dubs, um, those have both been getting a ton of legacy views lately. Like Hot Food has gotten almost 300,000 views in the last month alone. So that's the obvious big up to the stats. But um, the more analytic explanation is when you post less frequently, the algorithm recommends more of your older content. So, for what you see in the suggestion sidebar, the algorithm will promote your newest content. Now it shows a little new tag if a video has been posted under a week ago, and it'll push that stuff out. But almost categorically, new stuff isn't going to be as successful as older, really popular things. So the fewer uploads you do, the more your most successful videos get recommended, and the more overall channel growth you do. So it's a weird balance because you can't just rely on those only. You have to upload new stuff, and you want to. You're making stuff, you're creating things. But right now, while I've been working on the album, I've been uploading a lot less. And so it's been recommending my more popular ones. And so more people are watching those, and more people are subscribing and doing stuff as opposed to seeing new things. So it's weird that me putting in less effort has made the channel more successful. I don't know if it'll go on forever, and it doesn't drive my decisions too much. I'm still gonna go back to making big full band dubs and trying new things and being weird. But right now, it's going really well for very passive reasons, which is nice, honestly. Oh man, I briefly scrolled down. I got a lot to get through. But I like this pace. It's a pace I can maintain. Bob asks, find any nice bands recently? Shoot, I did. Ah, who was it? So I separate bands from composers. I've been listening to Gustavo G something. He wrote the soundtrack to The Last of Us. I've been listening to his soundtracks. But there was a band I was listening to recently, and I don't remember who it is. Shoot. The name's on the tip of my tongue. If I remember, I'll say it. Phantom Pianist. Cliche question, but I'd still like to know what's been your favorite video you've made so far. My favorite, I don't have a single favorite video. I have a single category of video that are without a doubt my favorites. And they are the dubs, which I mentally call extravaganzas, which is, I know it's a conceited name to give a category of video that you make, but I mean that in the most technical way, where it's a big spectacle. So these are ones like the Futurama opera, The Nightman Cometh, um, the the Shrek 2 dub, I Need a Hero. Like these ones that are just like huge, huge. There's tons of instruments, there's lots of tracks going on, there's video editing. I've added in my own touches like the voiceover for the Shrek stuff. Like where I combine as many elements of my creativity as possible into a big exciting video. That's where I call, and like it's grand in scale. That's what I refer to as extravaganzas, and all of those are my favorites. They're just clearly the best videos on this channel, I think, in my opinion. People may think otherwise. Um, and I'll tell you this. I will tell you this. Here's a little insider secret. Um, in the next couple weeks, as I wrap up my end of work on this album, and I get back to putting big effort towards the channel and new videos, I'm going to be doing an extravaganza as the first full band dub, and I already know what it is. I know exactly the show and the content and the part of it, and it's gonna be. I am so looking forward to it. It's gonna be so much fun to make, and it's gonna be big and exciting. So you can that'll be sort of my big return to full band dubs. Will be this next extravaganza, as big in scale as the opera dub or the musical dub, all that stuff. So those are my favorite ones. I don't do them all the time. A part of me wishes I only posted like once a month and it was always this big extravaganza. And that's not impossible as something I would do in the future. But generally, it's pretty hard to find material that's good for it. It needs, you need very specific material to make an extravaganza. Uh, and there are only so many TV shows and movies and stuff that would work for it. Iont, I saw you right now from your piano dub of the campfire song. Good job on that. I hope you'll reach way more in the future. Thanks. I do too. I have Christophine Pleiss. Wow, I don't know why I pronounced it like that, but I guess I'm sticking with it. Have you played any of the Doom or Half-Life games? I haven't played Doom. I've played Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2. And I played the first of, like, there were a few sequel stories that they created for Half-Life 2. This was long before Half-Life Alyx. Um, and I played the first one of those stories. And I haven't played Half-Life Alyx because I have no VR equipment. Oh, this is a heavy question from I Like Movies. Related question to earlier advice on getting out of a rut. How do you learn to be happy by yourself? Not necessarily that no one is there for you, but like literally if you are somewhere alone. I think some people do it innately. Um, like for me, being alone is my natural state of being. Um, when I go out to social events, my social meter slowly drains until I just want to leave and go home and be alone. Some people are more extroverted by nature, and it's more uncomfortable for them. I would say if you're extroverted but want to really be happy by yourself, um, it's almost a skill you have to work at to be satisfied by you and just you, and the things are whatever your surroundings are about that, uh, like physically, like I'm always much happier. Like put me alone and me alone with a piano, and I'm always much happier with a piano. Um, yeah, it's if like happiness is such a quest, That's what I think. A, not everyone, but I think most people strive for as a general life goal is happiness. Um, and being happy when you're alone is part of that. Achieving that is, I honestly couldn't give any really solid advice because happiness means different things to different people. All of us are wired differently. Um, how to be happy alone is just love yourself. As soon as you're an interesting person to be around, then you'll be interested in being around you. Agent Stash asks, "What class do I main in D&D? What edition do I play? Please talk more about D&D." All right, I'll give you the. I could for hours talk about D&D, but I'll give you just my current rundown. Um, in the main campaign I'm playing in, so my group of cousins, 6 of us, all played D&D together, and one of the other cousins is the DM right now, and I am playing. I'm playing a wizard. Is one of my most characters I love the best. Um, it's a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde situation. So we have on one hand Hugh, who is a sweet young boy of 16, um, lawful good, wants to help people, um, not totally naive, but not brave, very timid. And on the other hand, we have Nailtooth, who is an orc shaman, um, who is, boisterous, confident, a leader. And I don't want to reveal any information just on the off chance that one of my cousins is listening to this live stream right now. But what they know about Hugh and Nailtooth is that every night I wrap up in my bedroll, and in the morning, 50-50 shot as to who comes out of it. Sometimes it's Hugh, sometimes it's Nailtooth, and it's like that. And mechanically, after every long rest, I roll a d4. If it's 1 to 2, Hugh is out that day, and if it's 3 to 4, Nailtooth is out that day. There's more to the character than that, but I'm not going to say anything else. But it's really fun to play. And now, as someone who's pretty experienced with D&D, playing multiple characters like that is a very fun challenge. What class do I main though? None of them. It's fun to do all kinds of different stuff. I have a fondness for warlocks, if anything. What edition do I play? 5th edition. Please talk more about D&D. The one other thing, a story I'll tell. So in this cousins campaign, last night our DM was unavailable. He had a sudden business call. So my brother decided to he put us on a side adventure. The others among us, and we made new level 1 characters from scratch just for this side adventure. And I made this runaway noble girl. She's 19, Sai Dong Lao, I think was her name, and she had run away from her stern diplomat father. She sort of like ran away from home. We came up with this in 15 minutes. There was not a lot of thought behind this. And the party was investigating this citadel that had been swallowed up in swamplands. And Sai, she was so bubbly, she's like so just ready to go. So I was poking through doors and looking at stuff, and I opened this one door. I opened this door, and my brother's like, 2 arrows come flying out of the darkness. And then he rolled 2 crits, 2 critical hits on my level 1 monk. And he dealt 21 damage to me before I could do anything, and I died. Full death. It wasn't even you're unconscious and doing death saving throws. It was a full. I had gone below my maximum HP in the negative values, which was hilarious. But I've never been truly killed in D&D like that before, so that was a wild little situation. And then at the end of the session, some half-bit gnomish cleric tried to raise me from the dead, but he chickened out halfway through, and I ended up reincarnating into a halfling's body. It was It was fully wacky. I'm scrolling through and reading stuff. Hasn't been a question in a while, which is kind of nice to just read. I feel like I'm making progress. Although this sentence concerns me. Picture Finn's booty all on the floor. Eh, how about you don't? All the best words have a G in them. This is back to the letter discussion. Uh, there are some really good words with G in them. Nev says, do piano dubs of Bill Wirtz, please. I did one before, which was a fascinating musical challenge. I might do more. The man downstairs comments, Pluffaduff x FinMK collab. I don't know who Pluffaduff is. Someone describe Pluffaduff to me, please. Joseph Ferreira, are you a retro gamer like me? I don't even think by design I'm a retro gamer, but yeah, a lot of the games I enjoy were made 10, 20 years ago. Before I was playing Diablo 2 right now, I was playing Rome Total War, so there's a theme there. Jiggity Jack, you keep asking my opinions on weapon combinations. I am not the guy to ask. As much as I can, as much as like as a DM, I can happily describe fun battle actions with any weapon. I don't actually know about weapons. I have a fantasy level knowledge of weapons. Nate Shelton. That's a heavy mic to hold, brother. You must be jacked. Oh, my left bicep is really feeling it, Nate. Nate and I go way back. In real life. Call Me Billy asks, are you still planning on doing more Captain Sparkles videos? Maybe. I don't know. Agent Stash, have you watched Crazy Ex-Girlfriend? I feel like I have. Is that the one? Is that no, you know what? I'm thinking of a sketch from Life According to Jimmy that he did with Lena, who is the um overattached girlfriend. They did a sketch together a long time ago. That's what I'm thinking of. I don't think I've seen Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Which is Aaron asks, which is the coolest type of weather? Oh, I love heat. I give me like uh 30 to 35 degrees of dry heat. That's degrees in Celsius. Um, because Canada. Get on board with the metric system already. I really love dry heat. I love baking in it. Love summer. Nate, hard hitting question. Do you own a chair? To my great shame, I do. Um, although, a few weeks ago, I got a standing desk, which I have been using judiciously. uh, and I have very much enjoyed it. So I now sit, I'm sitting like maybe 60% of the time on any given day, standing 40%, and I feel a lot less sedentary. Sloppy dong or 49, a weird few words to start a sentence with. Thank you for the kind comment about my music being inspiring and impressive. That's very nice of you to say. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Same with Oscar. First time ever catching you live. I love all your content. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. How do I respond to a cough? With with incredible violence. Next question. So, dude. Juggernaut. Oh no. Sometimes it just auto shoots me to the bottom of the chat. Ooh, here's a good one. Would you rather only ever wear cargo shorts for the rest of your life or never be able to wear socks for the rest of your life? Um I would wear cargo shorts. I value socks too much. Yeah. And I could just wear those big thigh high socks all the way up to where the cargo shorts ended. Problem solved. I had a friend in high school, Andrea, who never wore socks. She was super cool, and I remember that just we must have been sitting around in a hallway, like in a hallway between classes or something, and she had to like shake her boot out. I'm like, oh, you're not wearing socks. She's like, I never wear socks. And then from that day on, whenever I like made an effort to look or something, she was never wearing socks. She was cool. I hope she's doing well. I haven't thought about her in a long time. Another question from Leighton. Do you only stream on YouTube or have you looked at streaming to Twitch also? I have not seriously looked at streaming on Twitch, but I think I need to. It might honestly just be a better medium to stream on, even for my limited streaming purposes. I'm gonna talk to some people about it. I can't really talk about that yet, can I? There may be I may have an unexpected announcement that no one saw coming um, in the next little while, and I will not say anything more about that. But I'm going to talk to some people. It's only vaguely related to Twitch streaming, um, in really the vaguest sense. But I'm going to talk to some people about Twitch streaming, and I'm probably going to do a little more research into it and see if it might be worth making the switch to Twitch. Ryan, do you know if you're going to do any more Write Me a songs? A question I'm asked frequently. I I stopped doing Write Me a Song just because I lost interest in doing it, and I don't think I have picked up the interest yet. I mean, I took this break from putting like most of my effort into YouTube content to work on this album. And now that I'm nearing the end of the album creation process and I'm looking at putting my efforts into making content for the channel again, um, I've thought about what stuff do I want to make. It's a little bit like a clean slate right now. The palette has been cleansed by just occasional piano dubs, so I could really do anything. And so I asked myself, what do I want to do? And really, I just want to make dubs. So that's. Oh, I do want to probably make silly songs as well, but dubs is the bread and butter still. I wouldn't expect Write Me a Song, but I never like to say I'm never gonna do it again because who knows, I might. Not in the immediate future. Pluffaduff is tall, handsome, and me. Oh my goodness, Pluffaduff. Oh, that is Wow, your confidence is awesome. You're great. Pluffaduff takes memes and makes memes. It's funny. I have not heard of you before, Pluffaduff, but I will go and look at your stuff after this stream. You come highly recommended. The Centaurus, the way you say about has a slight accent. Are you from the Midwest area or somewhere else? I'm from Canada, and you're not the first person who has pointed out the way I say about. It's funny. I saw this great quote recently. I watched this video of Fred Armisen doing it was from his stand up special, Stand Up for Drummers, and he has this bit where he goes through the United States and he replicates like 30 different accents, regional accents. It was very impressive. Um, and he one of the things he said was, "You don't. No one has an accent until they leave where they're from." So to my ears, I don't have an accent, but I understand that's because I was born and raised here in Canada, even though I've moved a little bit around. Um, and it's other people who have an accent. But it's funny being on the internet and having people who just talk to you openly and point things out about you. As soon as you become a spectacle, like, look, I'm in front of a camera right now. As soon as you have this and people point that sort of thing out, you start to realize it more. Jiggity Jack, not letting it up. Finn, what is the best weapon combination to use in 30 to 35 degrees? I'm going to go 30 to 35 degrees. We're going to go dual arm mounted crossbows. Easy peasy. Oh, thanks very much, Aurora. And for the lovely emoji, too. Oh, where am I? I can't tell if I'm making progress or if it's just a never ending battle. But I'm working my way to the bottom of the chat. Oscar email asks, bass or guitar? They're good for different things, honestly. I don't think any single instrument is better than the others. Um, Everything is good at something. Remember that old, if you weren't in Canada, or maybe even, I think it was just in Ontario, you won't understand, but maybe there's like one person here who was. And when we were kids, there was an ad going on from Concerned. It's like the government of Ontario, and it was about encouraging kids to go outside and pursue hobbies and do stuff. And the tagline was, "Nobody's good at everything, but everybody's good at something." And it's so funny. Like it's up on YouTube somewhere. Search for it. It's so funny. My friend Justin and I laugh about it because some of these kids' hobbies are so bizarre. Like there's one kid who has like an insect collection pinned, and the camera zooms in on him, and he holds up a tray of insects, and he just goes, "Bugs." And that's the whole bit. Then it cuts to another child. That's the whole thing. And there's this other kid who goes, "My thing's sound effects. Here's a T-Rex." And he does this great dinosaur sound. It's really funny. That's worth watching. What's my opinion on femboys? Basically the same as my opinion on any other people. Do what you want. If you're not hurting other people, do whatever the heck you want. Felix Kaiser asks, are there any songs or genres you just don't like listening to? Um, I want to like certain kinds of metal, and I like some kinds of metal. Like Rammstein is great. I think like kraut metal, um, symphonic metal, glam metal, hair metal. I like all four of those certainly, but like the heavier stuff, like speed, thrash, death, black, um, I I can tell, I can hear like the skill behind it, the technical expertise and all that, but I just don't enjoy it. I'm slowly working on it. Oh, Nate, you sold Andrew an iPhone last year. That's good. I hope she's doing well. Aaron Aaron Keogh asks an important question. Will I be doing another thing like theme song week soon? Um, so every year, I've only done two of these, but it's been established as a tradition that I really enjoy. Every year, I do some kind of week long event on YouTube where I create 7 videos and release one a day for a whole week. And the first 6 videos build up to the seventh. The seventh is always the big finale on the Sunday. Sorry, geez. In 2018, this was Band Geeks Week. I dubbed the SpongeBob episode Band Geeks. And last year it was Theme Song Week, where I collaborated with a ton of different YouTubing musicians, and we covered 7 different theme songs. And the big finale was the Pokemon theme song, and it was all 13 of us. It was huge and wild. Philip, thanks very much. Thank you so much for making me laugh over the last 2 years. I'm glad I have. Yeah. So to scroll back to that, um, I will be doing another thing. I have there's going to be a week long event sometime in 2020. I don't know when exactly. I mean, towards the end of the year. But I already know what it is, or at least I have like the concept in my mind. I haven't thought about the specifics, but I know know what I'm going to do. Um, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's very different from the other two week long events. It's not like Band Geeks Week. It's not like Theme Song Week. It's going to be different from those. Um, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So, yes, absolutely. There will be a week long event in 2020 at some point. Ooh, Quantum Ivy. Would you rather, instead of smelling or seeing the present, only smell a destined future or only see a potential future? I gotta go with smell a destined future. Um, I think I like the pageantry of destiny more than I like the cold hard possibility of potentiality. Yeah. Also, I, I can lose the sense of smell. I can't lose the sense of sight. Like one's way more valuable than the other. A couple comments about Finn Gaming Channel. Uh, Actually, I was playing when I was playing Diablo 2 last night. There was a whole stretch. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was going through the Chaos Sanctuary. Well, I was just busting through nightmare difficulty, and I happened to be in Act 4. And I had this I had this whole bit that I just like talked to myself about, where I was grangling everyone, and I just in a stupid voice. It would have been funny on a stream, but no, I'm not planning on streaming gaming. Who knows if it'll happen, but not at the moment. I'm not planning on it. Estonia Man asks, "Are you a true Finn? Can you speak Finnish?" No, I can't. I had a couple Finnish friends who taught me a few words, but I don't know. I don't really speak any Finnish. Jotam asks, "Es tu un franco?" I am not a francophone. I understand a bit of French and I can pronounce it okay just by virtue of being Canadian, but I don't really speak it, no. My dad's fluent. So is my grandmother and my aunt. Some members of the family are fluent and some aren't. Ryan, do you have cereal with the bowl or no? When I'm feeling really saucy, when I really want to get that cereal in me. There's no time for the bowl. There's no time, Ryan. But most of the time, there's time for the bowl. Puppy cheer! The Erdbeerkuchen Coterie sends their regards and money. Oh, that's very sweet, you guys. I remember the Erdbeerkuchen Coterie. Well, there's an interesting question from Blimp. Who do you think has the best voice in showbiz today, Mr. MK? Wow, how could you pick just one? There's lots of amazingly talented voice actors. Um, oh, there was one I was thinking of recently. What was I watching that they were in? I mean, Tara Strong is one of the best voice actors of our time, but I was thinking of someone else. And I know not just voice acting, all people in showbiz. Um, oh, Sam. Shoot, I think I gotta double check this to be sure. No, not Sam Neill. Um, shoot. Sam Elliott. He has an incredible voice. Wow. Sam Elliott has an amazing, his natural voice is so deep and rich. It's gives me the tingles. Uh oh. Hey Finn, this is Mr. Business. Mr. Businessman, just here to say that your taxes are due in 3 days. If you don't pay up in that time, I will have to contact my lawyer. Thank you. Uh oh. The businessmen are on to me. Looks like I'm gonna have to evade my taxes. Classic Finn. You won't get me this time, businessman. Every time, this is from Troublemaker, every time a new person comes into our theater troupe, they are asked this legendary question: what is your favorite fall vegetable? Oh, well, it's gotta be a gourd. We're going butternut squash. Butternut squash. That is when you bake a butternut squash in the oven with brown sugar, that is a flavor sensation. Now I really want one. I don't know if I'm missing a joke here about all these Twitter things and David Monday. I don't know who David Monday is. What is all of this stuff? Oh, I gotta hold on. Let me read this from the start. Apparently, I've been accused of touching kids in a city I've never been to. I was arrested last year in New Orleans for abusing an underage boy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that none of that is true. Given that I've never been to New Orleans, I've never been arrested. I don't know who David Monday is. Yeah, this is I can't tell if this is a joke or not, but I'm pretty sure it's a joke. I guess we have to actually go in and do research on this. Am I involved in a scandal? Who's David Monday? Time for some real time investigations. Can anyone just link? I don't know if this is a joke, but it's not very funny. I am stressed about lies now. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with any of this. So here's a hot tip from a guy on the internet. Um, if your sense of humor is about creating hoaxes about me that are damning and very bad, it's probably not a good joke. Yeah. Hmm. This stream has really taken an unexpected turn. Dave Monday, yeah. Let's look at some of these. Dave Monday is known for bringing up allegations against other YouTubers because he gets jealous easy. It's on David Monday's Snapchat. Um, I yeah, I am pretty confident that this is a hoax and that I wasn't in New Orleans last year getting arrested. But even though it's like obviously obviously a hoax, um, it's one of the things that I I stress um, about internet culture. Or it's like, did I do something? Like it's like, did I do something 12 years ago that I've forgotten about? That someone will be like, "Aha, gotcha, Finn. You're canceled." Which I am very I want to say I'm positive won't happen because I haven't done stuff like that. But the internet is a crazy place, and cancel culture is a crazy thing. Anyways, well, now my now my good times vibe has been a little bit hijacked. But um, thanks, thanks very much for all the good times before this. Okay, cool. I would appreciate if you didn't go around spreading lies about me, David Monday. Um, yeah. All right. Well, I am going to sign off because this has become no longer fun. Um, so I will do a little bit of an investigations into this David Monday character. But for the rest of you, thanks for hanging out. Otherwise, this was lots of fun, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.